Dee dee bee dee bop ba da. Welcome to Dispensary Defender School. I'm your host, Shay Gunther, and I'm back to take a look at some of the things you can learn about a particular location using the Dispensary Defender Data Dashboard, which gives you access to all kinds of important and relevant information about how suitable places are to build marijuana businesses in. In previous episodes, we've dove into some of the functionality behind the Dispensary Defender, and this time we're going to highlight the things you can actually learn and download in terms of information, statistics, and knowledge about a pre-chosen and specific location. That's one of the three ways that most of our customers are using the Dispensary Defender. Either by researching a particular spot for a potential dispensary, surveying a wide area for a compatible location, or by running the numbers on an already open and operating store. For instance, if you're involved in potential merger and acquisition deals. Again, today we'll be focusing on one particular spot. In this case, we're going to be situated in Massachusetts, specifically 10 Riverside Park in the town of Malden. Right now, that is a sausage shop, but as we're imagining it today, that location is coming up available as a potential space to build a legal marijuana dispensary, and I want to learn everything I can about the neighborhood and the people who live there. So we're going to use the Dispensary Defender to see what we can grab. Since this video is more about looking at the things you can download about a particular location with the Dispensary Defender, I'm going to skip over the parts where I actually do the downloading. You can check out our previous videos if you're interested in learning more about that process, but right now we're going to pretend like we're one of those cooking shows and jump right to when the cake is baked. What we have here is a bunch of files of two types. There are a lot of PDF files, which you can open up just like any other PDF, and there are CSV files, which stand for comma-separated values. Those are very simple files that just contain lists of data that you can open up in a spreadsheet. In my case today, I'll be using Google Sheets. So we're going to just spend a little bit of time opening up each of these files and taking a look at all the different useful and relevant information that the Dispensary Defender can tell me about 10 Riverside Park in Malden, Massachusetts. And just for full disclosure, I think it took me less than 5 minutes in all to download and grab all of this information, including the little bit of time that I spent on the CSV files and formatting them to look a little nicer. The Dispensary Defender is all about giving you lots of information fast. We'll start with the community profile infographic. Now, this is a cool 2-page infographic that just shows all of the different demographic bits of information that you want to know about the people who live here. Now, it's cool because it breaks it down. All of the people who live within a 10-minute drive are on one page, and all of the people who are a 25-minute drive, so a little bit farther out, are in another page. And I mean, this is just hugely valuable information when you're looking at opening up a shop at a location. You want to know who are the people who are actually going to shop there. And this is the information that tells you that. So this is good for having for your own benefit, but also, in the fundraising process, these numbers are invaluable. All right, we're going to take a look at the community profile report. Now, this is a little bit more just statistics. So it has 2 columns. It shows the information by the people who are 10 minutes out and the people who are 25 minutes out. And again, it's very specific information. Here we got population by age, all the demographics, projected population by age. That is certainly important information. You want to know who is going to live in a place where you are. Ethnicity breakdown of the neighborhood. All sorts of different, very detailed demographic bits of information about the neighborhood. All right, we're going to jump over the CSV files. We're going to jump to traffic count profile. Again, this is showing all the streets that are nearby the location. It shows the year of that the traffic count actually took place and how many cars were on that street. This is important information if you're looking at building a shop. You want to know how many cars are going by. Busier streets means more potential customers, more potential business. So you get all the streets within a certain distance. In this case, just under 1.5 miles. So commercial street, all these numbers. The traffic count map is kind of the same thing, but it's just in map form. So it shows, just gives you kind of a little bit of a wider view. And again, important information in site planning. Household budget expenditures. Now, this is, again, just a whole bunch of detailed numbers for how people are actually spending money. So these are all the people who are within a 25-minute radius, and it shows where they're spending their money. Average amount spent on, housing, on shelter, on apparel and services, transportation, smoking products, legal fees, lotteries, and paramutal losses. That's a word I've never seen. Huh, interesting. Learn a new word every day. Paramutal. I'm not sure. I have no idea what my paramutal losses are. So, shopping club membership fees. I mean, this is the way that people in the neighborhood are actually spending their money. So if you want to get some of that money, this is important information to know. That's a word I'm saying a lot of important because, again, this is all stuff that you got to know if you're looking to build a shop. This is the demographic and income comparison profile. So just looking at household incomes, again, more important and relevant information. Those two words again. This is a key facts infographic. It's just showing the people who live in the neighborhood, all their demographics, but in an infographic-friendly form. So this is good for, especially if you need to embed any kind of graphics and presentations or business plans. You got it right here. So these are the people who live 25 minutes out. You can kind of see the larger population. You got 1.4 million. Within a 10-minute drive, you got 202,000 people living. So that's good stuff to know. All right, our last PDF is the executive callouts infographic. So this is showing on the left column, we have all the people within a 10-minute drive. On the right column, a 25-minute drive. And this is just, again, an infographic-friendly way of showing who are the people. So we got the 202,000 within the smaller drive shed, the 10-minute, and then the larger one, 1.4 million in the 25-minute travel shed. And you can see the difference. You go a little bit farther out, the median household income goes up. It's 102,000 as compared to 84,000 in that 10-minute pocket. Per capita income is higher. Also, you go a little bit farther out. So, this is stuff you want to know. All right, and the last thing we're going to look at is these 3 CSV files. Now, these, again, CSV files are really easy. You just import them into a spreadsheet. So I've done the work ahead of time, and you can see what I have here is I have 3 kind of cryptically named CSV files, but as soon as you open them up in your spreadsheet, you see what they are. And what I have is we got 3 tabs for those 3 files. So this one here is the churches nearby. So I am looking at all of the churches within, just a small radius. I think we're at, what are we at, 2 miles? Yeah, so these are all the churches within 2 miles of my location. Now, this is important information to know if you live in a state where there are any kind of buffers for businesses like this or locations like this. Some places you have to open up your dispensary a certain distance from a school or a certain distance from a park or a church, and this gives you that information. I mean, down to the 10th of a mile. So we have all the churches here. We have all of the schools within 2 miles. So you can see just a list of all the schools and their distances. And this is kind of a funny list because I checked out the competition. There's actually only 1 dispensary. So this is maybe wouldn't be a bad location because there's almost no competition within just 2 miles of this location. So that would better inform, my decisions as to whether, I was going to want to try to open up a shop there. So that is pretty much all the things that you can grab. Again, it took me 5 minutes to grab that information, and all of a sudden I had just buckets of important and relevant information. So you can get that yourself if you use Dispensary Defender. There's a lot of reasons why all the smart operators are signing up for Dispensary Defender. You can get on board yourself by opening up hedgerowanalysis.com.